Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you? I am so happy and excited and thankful to be in here with you guys, hanging out, celebrating my 39th, I'm going to say anniversary. I guess you could say the anniversary of my life, right? But my 39th birthday and my 10th year anniversary as a published author. So I am really, really thankful that you all had the time to join me tonight. Thankful that you had time in your schedules and deemed me worthy of kicking it with you. Um, and I just appreciate the fact that you guys saw me worthy of bringing another poetry night. People have been asking me for a while when I was going to do another spoken word and storytelling night. If you have been in the game with me for a while, you actually know that I host a show every year and have been hosting a show every year for probably about the past 4 or 5 years. I've been hosting the show. But when the pandemic hit, of course, I had to kind of change the game on that. I am a person who definitely follows all of the recommendations. So when they said that we needed to shut down shop, that was exactly what I did. So I'm sorry, you guys. So I definitely made the decision that I was not going to have any live events, but instead was going to try to see how I could adapt to the virtual world. The last one we had was banging. You guys kept me rolling all night long, right? So this year it's going to be the same setup. And by that, I mean that I really don't have an end time set up. It's Friday night. And I know people are going out to the football games, and I respect that. But if you're a person that's not going out to the football games, as long as you all are sharing that positive energy, giving love, as long as you tell me to keep reading, keep going, I'm going to keep on reading, talking, sharing stories with you, sharing some of my journey as a writer. If you have questions that you want to ask me, tonight is the night. If you have comments you want to share, tonight is the night. Hey. Dr. Higgins has hopped into the room with us. I'm excited because we do have guests that are coming to hang out tonight, people that have been very important in my life that I love dearly, who said that they wanted to hop on and share some words with us. Some of them I've known all of my life. Some of them I have met along the way. Some of them I have met as a teacher, as a person that works in the community, at church, just all different places. And I don't know what they're going to say, but I know we're going to have fun. So I'm so happy you guys are here tonight. I would love for you to please hit that share button for me because I have big dreams tonight. My goal is to see, I think the last time I did a live discussion, I think I hit something like 75 shares. So I would love it if we could get up to 125 shares tonight. That means you guys are hitting that button, calling people in, telling folks they need to check this out. They need to join in, listen, show some love to your girl. We'll talk about what I have going on, what you can do, all that good stuff, and what my dreams and ambitions are. It's going to be a fun night. So I decided that before I really start talking about, I guess kind of how I got to where I am on this journey, that I was going to start off with the poem. And then I'm going to let you guys meet my mom. And I thought it was only befitting to make sure she's here because my mom has been a part of my journey my entire life. We have had such a blessed experience as we've come along this journey. Thank y'all so much. And I thought it was so vital that you guys have the chance to meet the woman that gave me life. And people are always asking me, like, how did you get into this? How did you become a writer? How did you become a speaker? And actually, it really started when I was a little girl. And I used to watch my mom perform in the plays at churches. And my mother is such an amazing actress, and she doesn't really do much acting anymore, but I was so fascinated when I was a little kid. And I remember the time they had her play Mary, the mother of Jesus, in a play, and my mom was able to start crying on the spot. Now she might not cry much in real life. She is an OG. But I knew she was an amazing actress because she could cry on spot in that play for church. And she is a great writer. She has written wonderful pieces throughout my childhood. She's a very talented woman, and believe it or not, she's actually a great speaker. She prefers to teach Sunday school and to share the word of God. That's her way of talking. Thank you, Alon. But my mother is a wonderful speaker, and so my gift definitely comes from her. And my hope is that I can fulfill dreams and goals for our family and really just elevate the lifestyle that we have been living, and just keep the legacy going. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first poem from my first book that I wrote 10 years ago. And I'm going to share that one with you first because it's kind of like the opening piece, and it opens up the pathway for the journey I started. Then I'm going to bring my mom in, let her talk, and I'll continue to talk to you guys about how I started writing my first book. And then I'll be talking with you guys more and sharing some more pieces tonight. So I have a piece called My Child. When the days seem long and the sky is no longer blue, remember, my child, God loves you. When each day seems to have no end, a happy face now frowns. The renewal of your smile is in him. Remember, he gave you the joy you once found. My child, he says, I'll give you no more than you can bear. Here is my altar. Cast on it your every care. Lie at my feet and wipe away your tears. The pain and sorrow won't last for years. I did it because I love you. I have the perfect plan, but how can I put it in motion if you won't give me your hand? I know you are hurt. I have seen you cry. But my beautiful child, let me explain why. I never promised all beautiful days or life as a bed of flowers. I never said life would go as planned. I never said you wouldn't stay awake for hours. I know, precious one, many things still remain unclear. How will you make it? Whom will you call? My child, I am still near. I did promise never to leave your side, never to forsake you, lie to you, or leave you with no pride. I know you feel as if I left you in a world so mean and cold, isolated, saddened, hurt. You feel you just can't be bold. But lay here in my lap and listen to my words. I never said life was easy. I said, cast your cares. You stand at my altar. Leave your burdens there. And I just remember whenever I decided to publish my first book, I knew that this was really going to be a time of me unveiling and freeing myself of some things that I had been dealing with for years. Thank you so much, TikTok. Thank you all. And I viewed it as an opportunity for me to really share some things that I had written, that I had explored, and really also to hope that I could give words of hope to others. By the time I had published my first book, as many of you all know, I had also been speaking. I had become a competitive speaker in high school. And so when I had the chance to finally kind of come out of my shell and share my works on my terms as a self-published author, I definitely wanted the chance to ensure that I was encouraging others. And I really give so much credit for the courage I have to publish this book to my mom, because I was very nervous about it. Writing this book included sharing some of the challenge, some of the difficulties my family had been through, and talking to audiences about how we were able to survive some tough times, and getting the okay from my mom and my brother, who I had lived with all my life, and the encouragement to share these stories was really what revolutionized my life. And so I want to go ahead and bring my mom on and ask her what it's like to have a daughter that's 39.
There you oh
And for you guys who don't know, this is my mama. Her name is Bernadine. And everybody thinks my mama is my sister, but that is my mommy. So, Mama, did you have anything you wanted to say tonight about your very special firstborn child?
well, I'm certainly blessed to have you as my child.
Thank you, Mama.
Have both my children. And I'm so grateful to God. Both of y'all turned out absolutely great.
Thank you. Thank
I
you. I
tell
have a
people all the
brother as
time,
well. Mhm.
yeah, yeah, but this is about her. So, but I tell people all the time when they talk about how much money they spend on their kids, at least you're not spending them on prison. And so that's a blessing, So and that's one thing that I never had to worry about or her or any of my kids. Just be honest, let you know that I never had that problem. Never had to worry about that. I never worried about her going anywhere. That's one thing because she was always obedient. She made sure that she stayed within the bounds, and when she started going, I let her know you're the only one can make me not trust you. You're the only one. Be a leader, not a follower. So if you don't want to go nowhere, just say no. Even if you just don't want to, don't let nobody convince you to do nothing you don't want to do. And that's the type of person she actually is. She don't want to do it. She just don't want to do it, and she's not gonna change her mind just to please you. So and it's good to be a leader, and she has always been one. To be honest with you, all her life, she always thought about us when she was growing up, and they had their little parties at school. She always brought me and her brother something home. Always did. Always thought about us. So that's one thing. So she's always so this kindness that she give out all the time is not didn't just come. She's been doing it all her life, ever since she was little and old enough to be able to give. And I remember the time when they graduated, and her and Alexis and Tasha and whoever their friends were graduating from high school. They had one young lady that was sitting in the audience who didn't have her gown, her cap and gown, because she didn't have her money, and she was the only one left there. And so, even though she had money and it wasn't much, and she knew it was mine, and she was supposed to bring it back to me, but they put it together. She got with some of her friends and said, "Let's help her get her cap and gown." And that's what they did. And I didn't have a problem with that. And she evidently she knew what she really didn't know whether I was gonna have a problem with it or not. But the thing about it is she let me know about it when she got home. And I didn't have and of course I didn't have a problem with that because I've always taught them to help, you know. Um and but I didn't have to that was something that I didn't really have to teach her. It was just a part of her, but it's just something that we always did. When she go on trip, she was always given an extra lunch in case somebody didn't have one. So this is something, but it's just something that grew up in her, and she was per se born that way. That baby, I was born that way. Okay, anyway, y'all. So, but she she was born that way. She was born to give, and she's been doing it all her life. So it's nothing new.
Oh, Mama,
And
put me in my feelings.
huh?
I'm not
Well,
gonna start crying tonight, Mama.
well, that's okay. Good. I'm always telling you, girl, stop it, stop it, stop it. But anyway, there's just something that's always been a part of her. So it's not surprising to see her growing up and all these children being young ladies, young children being drawn to her because she have that kind of spirit that draws them, and she always had a concern for the outcast. Because if anybody else mistreated them, she's gonna pull them in and make them feel a part of. She always did. She did it all her life. And she says she started writing at 10, 19 high school, but she's actually been writing since elementary school.
I've been finding those, so I do realize it goes. Well, I was saying junior high, so I remember now that it goes way further.
No, it was elementary school. She wrote a essay called Life, and her teacher, Miss LeBlue, thought I had wrote it for her. And she said, of course, that was out of course. Mama never did. They work for them.
Never.
Never.
She did not
That
play
wasn't
that.
going to do. Especially if they wanted to pass. Now, I'm just joking. But that was not allowed. Mama don't do your work for you. You going to do your own work. Mama might try to help, but you do your own work. And so she thought that I had wrote it for her. But it was such a dynamic poem and stuff. And her teacher loved it so. And we had a cousin that worked at the school at the time that every time Jamie did something, she would send me the paper home with her name in it, or the book. Look what Jamie did. Look what Jamie did. So she was very, very impressed with her. My cousin was when she worked at the school, and this was elementary school. So Jamie's been writing a long time, and she's been a good writer a long time. So it didn't start in junior high or high school, whatever. It started in elementary school. She had goals set even as young as then, because her goal was to be a lawyer when she was in the second grade. And she kept that out until high school. When she got to high school, see, I remember all this. She decided she wanted to be a psychiatrist because she saw so many of the teens being so disturbed.
That's true.
And that's her thing. If she can change the world, she's gonna try to change it. And so that's what she did. And she always had a heart for people. She just did. If they were thinking about dropping out of school or whatever, or if they dropped out, she always tried to encourage them to go back to school, because she knew how important education is. So it was a surprise to me when she told me she didn't like school. I'm like, what? Because every time I turned around, she was getting an education for something. But that's the thing. Sometimes, whether you like it or not, you got to do what's best for you. And she knew that in her life and understood that. And so she did what she can to get it. And that includes buckling down. And sometimes staying woke till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to complete work for school the next day.
And I think what happened was, especially in high school, I really had a rough run those years, because like in the latter years, once I got out, even though college was tough, I kind of got back into actually liking school, and now I love school again.
Ma'am,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Ma'am, hold on.
No.
Yeah, this is my moment. This is my moment.
I'm just saying, I'm thinking about that.
You say you gonna bring me in here?
Don't be that.
Yeah. I'm just kidding with you. Just kidding with you.
But that's so true, Mama. I remember when I went to that point, I'm like, I don't even want to be.
Yeah, but despite that, she knew how important her education was, and so she made sure she buckled down and got that education. Even with the college and of course y'all already know all of that. So she just knew how important life was and what it did to take to succeed in life and achieve in life, and in an honest way. Hey, Boo Bear!
Hey!
How you doing? Love you!
Love you too!
Yeah, so she knew how important it was. So whether she liked school or not, she booked that guy. I actually thought she liked school.
I didn't like my high school experience, I think was the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't, but this was in college when you told me you were in college, you were getting your master's or something when you told me you didn't like school. I should have put some lipstick on so y'all can see my beauty.
I'm trying to think of that one.
Just
It's
playing.
no telling. I
Anyway,
probably did tell you that. But
yeah,
anyway.
I know you did. You was working on your masters or something. Maybe that science thing, that other thing after your master you got. You working on one of those. You said, I'm like,
No,
what?
I
Really?
liked
No.
that one. I liked that one. I think that was probably my bachelor's degree. Because that's whenever I
That wasn't
contemplated
your
quitting.
bachelor degree. That was you working on another degree. That might have been your master, but it wasn't your bachelor's.
I think
You
that
was
was
working on a you was working on another degree, and
maybe
I
my
said you
master's.
must be in school. And you said no, I don't.
I don't
I'm like,
know.
anyway, this my moment anyway. So
I didn't think it
yeah,
was, but I didn't think it was, but apparently it is.
of course. So, but anyway, I was blessed to have some good children now, and I was blessed to have a child who always thought about us, uh, and still do. She still think about her mama and stuff, and not just her mama, but she's thinking about all her aunts and uncles and all that. And how's everybody doing? But she still have that heart today. But she thinks about people. I had something else to say, but since she blurted out and interrupted, I probably forgot now. So but
No, don't
anyway,
even try to blame that on me because you have already gone left. So don't try to blame that on me.
yes indeed. But anyway, I'm so glad. Happy birthday to the queen. You know, and you deserve to celebrate. 29, 39 years. I didn't realize you was that old. To be honest with you, I thought you was going on like 37, maybe 38. But I'm like, dang girl, you old. You know.
How old are you?
Don't worry about that. It's not about me. It's not about me.
No, it's not
Yes.
about you.
But anyway, thank you and love you, baby. God bless you.
Thank you. Love you too, Mama. Have a good night. I don't know what. I think she might have been saying something. Is she talking? I can't, Mama. I cannot see you now unless you want to come back. So as you all can see, hold on. Oh, she said bye. As you all can see, my knack for talking comes from my mom. As you can see, my gift of the gab comes from my mom. And my mama does bring us some very vital points. I talk about now how much I love the art of learning, but I have definitely had periods where I hated school. And just because I always found it to be such a hard road, Mama talks about, I think she's talking about in my master's program where I hated, I was like, I don't even want to be here. I definitely went through that experience in high school. And I just kind of had that up and down roller coaster. In college, I wanted to quit. I have no issue saying that. If you know me, I've had that conversation, especially if I taught you. And I see some of my students are here tonight, so I'm very thankful that they're joining in. I definitely had moments when I wanted to quit, but I valued learning, but I hated the school process because I just always felt like I had so many things on my plate and so many responsibilities and so much going on. And it was like one day I felt good about it, and another day I didn't. And one period I might be okay, and another day I didn't. And my mom is absolutely right about that. Like it's being a up and down roller coaster through the educational experience, where I found that I have a passion for learning, but I did not always like school. But I recognized that in order to try to get the things that I wanted to get, that I had to push past my frustration, my aggravation, a lot of times my non-desire to be in certain elements, and really commit myself to what I said my goals were, which was obtaining my education and getting the tools I needed to really do the things I wanted to do. And the crazy part is now that I am like on the other side of my last degree, I'm ready to go back again. Um, So that's always weird. But I'm also thankful for my mom. For you know, those of you who don't know, I also like to share that I was raised in a single parent home. And if you're in the back room, you can also go to Facebook Live and watch this. I'm gonna remove you from the studio if you've been on. If you have not, because I have somebody else in the back room, and I'm gonna bring her on in just a moment. That I always my mom was a single parent, and a lot of people don't know that my mother actually had me very young. She was a teen parent, and if you've ever seen the her graduation picture, she comes walking around that track in that graduation robe, and I came walking with her right in that belly. And so, I think that that's also proof that you don't have to let your circumstances stop you from whatever you want to do. Your young age is not a reason that you can't um try to do the best you can for your child. And that this is a journey where we are all learning and working together, and hoping to make a difference. And I actually had a poem I wrote. I'm going back to my first book, which I'll talk to you guys about in a minute. And I had written a poem for my mother called Congratulations, Mother. And I'm going to share that piece with you tonight because I do want to make a tribute to my mom, to tell her how much I appreciate the the life experience we've had together. I've shared with you guys some of those hard moments, some of those good moments, my mother's struggles along the way, which she has been wonderful to allow me to share, and how her being such a transparent person and a woman that has been always committed to her children has made room for us to continue to grow as a family. My mother is very gifted. Y'all, one of my old students on here said, ask her to make me a cover because I always tell my students about how my mother can make amazing quilts and blankets and how talented she is with those skills, and even showed them some of the work that she's done, and how that's a gift that she passes on to her grandchildren by making quilts and things for them. She's a very talented woman. So I wanted to read to you all, Congratulations, Mother. And as I think of my mom, I hope you all will think of yours, and think of those great times you've had, those tough times you've had, and just how your mom has been instrumental in helping you to get to this point. If it hasn't been your mother, has it been your grandmother or an aunt who filled those shoes to help guide and love and support you so that you have become the person that you are today? You brought me in this world unsure of what to do, but you relied on God to help you make it through. He instructed you on how to raise us. You gave your very best. He says you can rest now because you passed this test. Thank you, Mother, for your love and support. Thank you, Mother, for doing your part. I appreciate your kindness and the love you gave me, and the constant encouragement to be all I can be. So turn and bow to the world. It is your turn to be proud. Congratulations, Mother. You have raised a child. So, as you guys can see, these are definitely some of my younger pieces. And during that time, I was really just learning the very basic skills of mastering poetry. And as I go back and I read my first book, Tear Stained Dresses, I look at some of those pieces and I realized that even in that simplicity, I was digging into my wisdom, and I was digging into myself and really aiming to try to share so many of life's experiences and messages, and trying to do so in the best way possible. And so I guess I kind of want to talk to you all about what inspired me to write my first book. And I just want to remind you guys, please, please, please hit the share button. The last time I did a live, we were able to get to, hey, Margot, we were able to land 75 shares. I would love us to hit 125 tonight. So please hit that share button and let's continue talking. But I was thinking of, and if you have questions for me about my writer's journey, my life, my career, you can share those questions tonight and I will definitely answer those. But I was thinking about how I got to the point of publishing my first book. Initially, I always had an ambition to publish a book. And I initially thought that it would probably take just a huge act to get it done. I thought I would probably have to query a lot and pursue publishing companies who were willing to pick me up. And I was prepared for a really big journey, but I was ready to also publish my book. So back in 2011, My best friend Alexis actually referred me to a guy who had self-published, and at that point, that was kind of unfamiliar to me. I didn't know anything about self-publishing. So she set me up with a meeting with this guy, and I can't even remember his name to this day. But at this point, they still had this site called eUniverse, I think it was, where you could self-publish your books. So after he told me about the whole process, I was like, okay, so this is doable. I don't have to wait 5, 10 years down the road and hope that somebody picks me up. This is something that I can make happen right now. So I started researching what it took and then learned that there were actually companies out there that could do the work for you. All you needed to do was prepare your manuscript. And once I prepared my manuscript, I talked to the company, got a consultation, and started sending my work in for publishing. Um, and the amazing part was that I already had support. I had great friends. Some of you guys that are on here may know that I have a really good friend from Winsboro named Jeremy Hendricks. And if you went to LSU with us, that's you know that you know us. We used to hang very tight. If you are from the Winsboro community, that is how I gained so many friends and family members out of the what I call extended family out of Winsboro. I used to spend so much time with my friend Jeremy, and he decided to do the photography work for the cover of Tear Stained Dresses and Dusty Shoes. And I have to tell this story, y'all, because it was so funny when we went out to shoot the cover for this one. This was my first book 10 years ago, the first book that I wrote. And when we decided to go out and shoot the cover for this book, you guys, we actually shot the cover for this book right in West Monroe. Right in West Monroe. And what happened was we were over by, and if you don't live in West Monroe or Monroe, this might be unfamiliar to you, but I'm going to describe it, okay? So there's a news station out in West Monroe in an area called Well Road, and we were coming off Well Road, off the news station road, because I don't know the exact name of it, and we were facing, and there's like a little bridge and waterway right there as you come from the news station. And you can go left or right. If you go straight, you're going to go into the woods and off that little small ramp. Well, something in me decided that that was the perfect spot to photograph the cover of this book. Y'all, I think about it now and I'm like, but honestly, it was really God's plan. It was not mine. I prayed for a vision of where to photograph the cover of this book, and that's what he showed me. So I had gone to the Goodwill, and I found these boots, and I found this pearl necklace. And believe it or not, the dress on this cover is my grandmother's. She had given me this dress. And so we went out there with all of our resources. And I had said a prayer because, guys, there had like a little water stream out there. So if you know me, you know that I am terrified of snakes. And when I say terrified, I mean terrified. It can be the size of my pinky, and in my mind, it's an anaconda, and I'm about to cut up. Okay, I'm terrified of snakes. So we get out there, and we're down by the little waterway, and he's out there with his camera. And Jeremy's very unbothered because he has lived on a farm. He's worked with animals. Initially, he came to school to become a vet, so he's very unafraid of animals. Y'all, we look down, and there's a snake crawling from under a rock in the little mini stream where we were about to lay the dress. So I started screaming like somebody was after me, and I took off running. I was like, oh my God, it's a snake, it's a snake. I didn't care if it went in the opposite direction, it was still a snake. So I'm freaking out, right? And so he says, friend, calm down, calm down. I'm like, no, man, it's okay. We don't have to do it. We can go find somewhere else to do this. And so he said, no. He said, you told me when we got here that you had already said a prayer for God to clear this area, make it safe for us. He said, and so that was that snake getting out of this area because you had already submitted the prayer for it. And that was just God letting you know it's all good. So y'all, he laid the dress out, took the photographs of it, and it became this very, very beautiful, beautiful picture that got a lot of love and support. And that was how I shot the cover for Tear Stained Dresses and Dusty Shoes. And I tell that because I realized in that time that I was very heavy in the game. that this writing journey was very serious to me, and that I was willing to do what I needed to do to make my vision come to life. And I did not realize in that moment that writing was going to change my life the way it did. But every time I think back on that moment and what happened that day, I realized that I was preparing myself for a journey that was indeed going to change my life. And so I'm very thankful for the opportunity to celebrate my 10th anniversary as a published author, and to let other people know that whatever you have a dream for, you can definitely make it happen. And it doesn't matter like how big it seems to other people or how small it seems to other people. It strictly belongs to you, and the things that you desire to come from the work that you put in. And a lot of people were kind of surprised when they saw the book, but a lot of people were not. And they were just ready for me to step into the fullness of what I had been ready for. And so after I wrote that first book, I knew then that I was on the pathway. Because after that, you guys, I had said initially, like, oh, it'll be another 4 or 5 years before I write another book. It was literally 18 months before I wrote Pennies in My Pocket. And by the time I wrote Pennies in My Pocket, I had started taking a class to learn more about writing short stories. And by the time I wrote the class to learn more about writing short stories, I was looking for workshops to help me improve my poetry even more. So I knew then that this is not going to be a slow boat for you. It really was an unleashing of things that had been within me for a long time. So I'm very thankful that God has blessed me, number one, with the gift, and number two, with the opportunity to share with others. So before I go to another poem, I'm gonna do this. I have another guest that is coming with us, and this is Miss Hawan Johnson. And before I click her on, I'm gonna tell you guys just a little bit. Hawan and I first met on the political scene when President Obama was running for office, and we would die hard for that ride. And when I met her, she had the most amazing spirit instantly. I mean, she was talking to me as if we had always known each other. She was showing love. She just had wonderful energy. And honestly, when I first met her, I just thought, this is somebody I was meeting in passing as we go through the Obama campaign. I did not know how much, where we would go from there. From there, when Hawan found out I was a writer, she instantly became a supporter of me. Like, no doubt, straight up. Come to shows, buy the book, cheerleader. And she was one of the people as well who had a conversation with me about TikTok. And I remember whenever I first got onto TikTok and we connected on there, she also encouraged me to just stay in there and keep sharing and keep posting and keep talking. And when I went viral the first time, she went ballistic. Like, she went ballistic. You would have thought it was her, between her and Alicia Calvin. They were going ballistic. Alicia Calvin was calling me every 10,000 reactions, every 1,000 new supporters. Her and her one were lighting me up. And I remember one telling me about how it's a whole new world of exploration and support and getting your message out to a different type of audience. And the journey has been that. And she'll tell y'all more about, our TikTok escapades. But I'm going to bring her on now. And I'm so thankful that she jumped in, was like, me, I want to share share the birthday evening with you. So here we go.
Yeah, go Charlotte. It's your birthday. Well, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. First and foremost, I want to thank your mom, because without your mom, we wouldn't have you. So
Yes,
I'm just
yes,
so
thank you.
grateful. And then for Lee, he showed a different side of you, because I never saw that one coming. You just like, we pounding the pavement for Obama. And then it was like, oh, she's pregnant. What? This is a different side of Jamie. She's a mom. She's amazing. But like she said, I didn't know her from Adam or Eve or whatever. And my thing is movies. I don't read books. I graduated in 1994. But it was just her spirit. It was just her aura. That was somebody I met on Facebook. I call her my social media sister or whatever. And I just uplift her or whatever. And I
Long
see,
time.
and we probably literally met like 10 years ago. Like, and I've seen everything that have happened in her life, and I see the vision of what more is about to come. Because when I say she's consistent and persistent, that is she or whatever. But I'm a crybaby, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet or whatever. I just want you to
Me
know
too.
that oh, I'm so proud of you, so proud of you, and you got so much more blessing that's coming your way, and I can just see it or whatever, and I want to be there, but like I knew her when. let me get this in. That's my friend. That's my friend.
Yes,
But
yes,
continue to do what you're doing. I'm
yes.
proud of you. I love you. I hope you have the best birthday ever. And just know that there's more to come.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, hey.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. And I want to thank Hawan so much for dropping in to show love. As she said before, we had the blessing of meeting nearly 10 years ago right here in this community, doing pound and pavement work, right? And at that time, like she said, I was still out there advocating and much like the work I do now, but things have definitely changed as I've become a mom, and I'll share a little bit about that as well. And you guys know, honey, I don't play about motherhood, and the ironic part about it is, as you know, militant and diehard as I am, I've always been the type that believes in family and taking care of your family, and my mom, as my mom has said, basically the very motherly type throughout our childhood. Always trying to look out for people. And I think a lot of that just comes from understanding my own background and knowing that my family didn't have a lot and the feelings that I had, and saying that if I feel this way, then I can only imagine what other people feel like. So I just want to try to make sure that I do my part to show love to others as well. And in return, I've been blessed to receive love when I go places and meet amazing people like Hawan along the way, who have been my sisters in arms, and who have supported me and cheered me on, and um, we've been able to support each other and show love to each other. So I'm just really, really thankful for the chance to know these wonderful people. Just want to remind you guys that if you're just tipping on in here, please hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button, and welcome people in, and encourage them to tune in. I'm doing the same thing right now. I am about to hit the share button and welcome some folks on in to hang out with us tonight. I also want to let you guys know, if you have not noticed, I have been running a fundraiser on Facebook, and I'll talk about that more, in efforts to continue to keep my work moving forward. I'll talk to you guys about why I'm handling the mission the way that I am, what things have changed for me, what I'm working on, and what I hope will come forward in the future. So I'll be talking about that more as the night goes on. I've talked about how tonight I'm also celebrating my 10th year anniversary as an author. And y'all, really, it kind of crept up on me. Like, I was sitting at home one day, chilling, minding my business, and I logged on to kind of just look over some information I had. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 10 years since I published Tear Stained Dresses and Dusty Shoes, and I haven't had the chance to really talk about it. I haven't really celebrated it. I haven't really had the conversation about it. So I've got to ensure that when my birthday comes around, this is a great chance for me to also talk about how thankful I am for this journey. So the second book that I ended up publishing um, was a collection of poetry that I still say is probably my most popular. It's probably the one that people love the most. People have absolutely loved Pennies in My Pocket for a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I did not know that Pennies in My Pocket was going to have the kind of support and reaction that it did, but it got a lot of great support straight out the gate. I remember so Zakia will be on in a little while. When I first met Zakia Cows, it was so crazy because this was how I met her. I wanted to go to Atlanta, and I had a friend who told me that their sister lived in Atlanta and was like, my sister would love you. My sister would love you. Okay. And so y'all should meet each other. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, that would be cool. So I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I just gonna go meet this woman and I've never, like, we don't know anything about each other. So my friend connected the call, and I was able to talk to her, and I was like, hey, my name is Jamie. I told her about the work I did. I think she may have checked out my social media profile. And I was like, I'm looking to come to Atlanta because I want to share some of my work, and I just want to hang out. I'm trying to increase, the poetry scene. And so she's like, well, yeah, that would be great. You should come. Just like that. She was like, you should come. And you need somewhere to stay. And I'm like, yeah, y'all, just like that. Just just like that. That's how she did it. Okay. So I was like, okay, thank you. I went to Atlanta. That was my first time meeting her. But the first time I met her, I knew I was in a safe space, and I knew that the Lord had placed me in this location. I spent 7 days in Atlanta, and she has been a mentor and big sister ever since. And the experience I had in Atlanta really, really changed the game for me in terms of being a poet, being a speaker, having courage, and publishing my second book. I got out to Atlanta, and at this time, I had written a poem called "Might as Well." Yeah. And if you're in the audience here, you are familiar with the poem "Might as Well." If somebody gets gangster tonight and wants me to read it, I'll probably go ahead and read it to you guys. And I remember going to Baton Rouge to Atlanta and doing "Might as Well" for the audience, and they went crazy. And let me tell y'all what made me so nervous. Atlanta is the land of the big dogs. Okay, they did not come to play with you. Okay, we're talking about big time poets. We're talking about national recognition. We're talking about people who are out here and are about their business. They are making it to places you wouldn't imagine. So I was so scared. I was so terrified to go out there and perform in front of these people from the ATL. And I went out there and performed "Might as Well," and they went crazy. And some of them are still my friends on Facebook today. Matter of fact, I saw a couple of the people from Atlanta in my comments for my birthday, showing me love, telling me happy birthday, congratulating me, encouraging me, all of that, you guys. They really made a big impact on my life. And she also made a big impact on my life because had she not um encouraged me the way she did, welcomed me into that community the way she did, I would have never had the audacity to step on the mic in a place like Atlanta and go hard. And she was like hyping y'all. I'm not playing as the kid. She was hyping me up. She was hyping me up like, you can do this, go ahead and speak, go do this, go do that. The kid said "Might as Well" is her favorite. So I'll probably do that once she logs on to talk with us. And so that is actually how I met her and how we got where we are in this journey. And so awesome. I'm gonna share a piece with you from Pennies in My Pocket, and I'm gonna call it. It's called "Let's Keep It Real." And the reason that I wrote this piece is because I felt that we have an issue in society, especially today, where we have painted pretty pictures of a lot of things that are a hot mess, where we have given folks the illusion that our lives are perfect when we are going through. I feel that we live in an era where people are telling us to play nice when playing nice is not how we feel. I feel that we live in an era where we are struggling to really embrace fully who we are. and are not fully living our best potential because we're not being real with ourselves. We're not real with our communities about the things that we're dealing with. We're not real with our students about what's expected of them. We're not real about our history. We're not real about our culture. And this is why we are where we are right now today. We're a boiling pot because our country itself has played realness for so long when we were only doing surface activities to emulate a certain image. And when we are only out here emulating images, eventually the realness has to come through. And I wrote this piece many years ago to really deal with the fact that I did not want to any longer be a person who was not keeping it real, who was not speaking how I felt, who was not talking about how what my perspective was, who for a minute, I myself got into the habit of simply doing what the audience would think was best, or what my job would think was best, or would give me approval, or would deem me socially acceptable. And a lot of you guys have noticed, especially now, that I have freed myself from the thoughts and opinions of others and have chosen to restore the concept of realness. And being real has freed me and liberated me more than fakeness ever has. Fakeness kept me bound, realness set me free, even if in being real, I encountered other challenges I had to overcome. I'm going to read the piece to you first, and then we'll continue to talk more. We live in this fake happiness that says a mother with no father is okay. That it's fine for a man to care for someone else's kid and not his own, and that as long as you get paid, it doesn't matter how you make it. Finally, I get it. There is no pride in honor. Honor is for cowards who are afraid to take a risk. Seriously? Dope smoking and pill popping is just as respectable as going to church on Sunday and Wednesday. The belief is that where we come from, the hood is cool, and there's no reason to leave it because it feels so good to be free. But I fail to understand this freedom that exists for you. Your freedom gives you the right to do what you want, say what you want, to whom you want, however you want. You rant and rave about your liberation, but entrapment is all I see. You're a victim to the mentality that because I think less of myself, then I see no more than what this unreal freedom offers me. Instead, I'm caged in. Caged into the misconceived outlook that real men and women have no honor because they are flawed. And true believers know that no human being is really good. So we remain bad. Bad about going to work, bad about going to school, bad about taking care of your children, bad about seeing the real picture. But people, let's be real. You are damaged and bruised, frustrated and abused. You're vomiting aggression and ingesting hate. You live day to day and have no idea of your fate. Yet you claim the phrase because of its fame, but you do not keep it real. You have 20/20 vision, but still can't see the big picture that life isn't this limited image you've already seen at the end of your binoculars. It's so much more than you can believe, fathom, imagine. But your vision is blurry because you won't be real. Begging to be heard is how you really feel, but the corruption you've seen and the turbulence you've been through has limited your ability to wipe your foggy glasses and get a clear picture and develop an image of what it should be. Then start drawing what you want to see. Still, it won't happen until you get real. Real is too much for you, though. If you really deal with the pain and the struggle and the questions you battle, real is too much for you. You choose to stay on a surface level because getting deep means somebody might drown. And since you can't swim through tough currents, it would probably be you. So you choose not to get real. We insist that life is good. Life is good. Life is so good. You may not get real, but I will. I'm damaged, I'm hurt, I'm angry, I'm scorned. The how dare yous, how could yous, why did yous, I can't believe yous are bursting up out of my soul, but you put them back in so that your two-story house with mom and dad, a white picket fence, and a dog named Spot will remain pretty. You do not keep it real. Instead, you believe the age old saying, fake it until you make it, fake it until you make it, fake it until you break it. Stop. Let's keep it real. So that's one of my favorite pieces that I wrote in my second book, because I feel that once I learned how to just be real about myself and the things that I was going through and life's challenges, then I was able to actually deal with things in a better way. And I remember telling somebody, I was like, as long as I am not being real about how I feel, it's not even about how I'm being, what I'm emulating to others. It's about how I'm dealing with myself. It's about whether I'm being truthful to myself. It's about whether I'm being transparent with myself. You know, that's one of the new hype words, transparency. Transparency. And I remember telling somebody, you know, you have to know when and where to be transparent and who to be transparent with, because the first transparency you must have is with yourself. Before you're transparent with anybody else, you must first be transparent with yourself. And too much of us are running out in the streets to share a message that we must deal with internally first. And so learning how to be real with myself was one of the greatest changes I felt that I could make in deciding that I wanted to be a better version of myself. I wanted to be happier. I wanted to be freer. I wanted to be liberated. I wanted to free myself of being weighed down. And I wrote that piece called Let's Keep It Real. Pennies in My Pocket was my most popular collection, and a lot of people argue that it's because of the cover. And if you haven't seen the cover of it, I'll show it to you right quick. And I've talked about my mom being a multi-talented woman, and I would like to tell you guys that she is the person that designed this cover. She is definitely a multi-talent. She actually photographed this cover, and then she did the design for it at home, in my old bedroom with her camera and her computer. And this has been one of the most well-received covers to date. People love, love, love this cover. And I do too, because when we talked about Let's Keeping It Real, I feel like that raw, real picture of me, my natural hair, my natural skin, no makeup, that was the emulation of realness right there. Is emulation a word? Because I don't know. If it's not, I just made it one. So I don't know if emulation is a word or not. I'm going to go ahead. Y'all, my friends in the guest room, they're waiting to come on. I'm so excited. I'm going to bring on Alexis because she's been in for a minute waiting. Very, very excited to have her here tonight. Y'all, this is one of my lifelong besties. And if you guys have seen us, like I'm always harassing her to come on and talk with us and share her wisdom and insight. She's an LCSW, an amazing therapist. Very, very humble spirit. But honestly, y'all, has been my protector all my life. Has been the protector of me my whole life, and has been just everything that good friends are, wonderful friends are, family is, because I definitely go to her house every holiday. She comes to mine, and we share godchildren. And so I'm gonna bring her on in, and she's gonna share some birthday touch with us. Hey, friend.
Girl, I have been in and out and in and out. I'm like, okay, where am I supposed to be? I am listening, I am enjoying, and I am not in the back room. I am not where I'm supposed to be. So let me run over there. But happy birthday, friend.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Snaps and claps. Okay, so I'm not going to, like everybody else. Okay, well, Miss Bernie, she had me laughing, and she ain't gonna cry. But I'm not gonna cry either. So I was thinking about the moments that have passed over our lives, because we've had so many. And the thing that came to mind was when we were in high school and you produced and directed a play, the first ever African American history play at DeRidder High School. And who does that, first of all? What teenager does that? And so that's whenever I started thinking my mind, I was like, you know what, my friend, yeah, she real. She is like, she got it. Okay. And then another moment that came to mind was when we went to Grambling. We talked about this like about a month ago, or about 2
Yeah,
months ago.
we just
When we went to Grambling, so y'all star kids.
Yep.
If you from the Ritter, if you're not, okay, we had an acting troupe called Star
Yep. We
Kids,
did. We
directed
love
by
Star Kids.
Miss
Yep.
Tracy Carhe, who is amazing.
Yes, she is.
And she had us doing plays, she had us doing monologues, she had us doing
Yep.
things that we did not think that we could do. And we were traveling and performing and competing. We went to this I think it was in Grambling, right? So it was in Grambling. I think we were like in 10th grade. And when I tell y'all, Jamie came through and she like won first place in every category that she was in, like extemporaneous writing. I'm draw blank, but everything that she was entered in, she just cleared house. So this is not anything new. You know, this is something that is her love, is her passion. And I'm most certainly not going to be long, but I love you. I am so proud of you. I am glad that you're able to do this full time the way that you have always desired to. And I'm just ready for the next chapter. Let's get it.
And I have to tell y'all something, like, she is always
I
ready
got
for
my
the
sip
chapter.
too.
And I got my, see, we come, let me see, y'all got to know, baby, that when we've been best friends for so long, we have the kindred spirits.
Right.
But I have to tell y'all as well, like, you know, Alexis has always been my cheerleader, always, up till now. As I have been very scared and nervous on this journey, she's always like, I don't know why you always surprised. Like, what do you think is supposed to happen? And everything is just waiting on you. Everything is just waiting on you to happen. Like, you've been putting in this work all these years. You've been doing this. You've been doing that. And on the behind the scenes side, a lot of people also don't understand what it's like to have a friend who is an artist, and at this point, a very spiritual speaker, a very spiritual individual. There are a lot of emotional ups and downs. There are a lot of good days and bad days. There's a lot of aggressive work. There's a lot of compulsive behavior. And, you know, my friend is always there for me. And I do not believe that I would be able to handle some things without you being here for me. And I always want you to know how much I love you.
Oh my goodness. I love you too. Me and you must never part. Okay. Don't you start.
I know.
Oh, friend, I love you so much. And I really am so proud of you and the way that you just keep on evolving. I'm serious. Like, I'm just ready for the next chapter. Like, it's only going to get bigger and better.
Thank you. And I appreciate it. And I can't wait till we get to hang out again. I'm trying to get it together because y'all know I start crying. She's doing a good job tonight, so she's been a good girl.
Yes, keeping it light.
Thank you so much, friend. I love you, and I hope y'all stay in, hanging out tonight, and sharing love.
Love you.
Forgot the word. Love you too. Good night.
All right. Bye.
So, y'all, I'm a little bit behind on some things. You know, I've been talking a little bit, chatting here, chatting there. I want to go ahead and bring in some more people. Another one of my lifelong friends who, y'all, literally grew up like my sister. Literally, we went to the same church together. She might have just popped out. Okay, she's there. We went to the same church together. We were in the same grade in school. We did everything together, and I still call her my sister. I spent a lot of time at her house after church. On Sundays, her family had the practice of eating a good dinner, and then everybody would lay down and take a nap. And it used to be so quiet. And it used to be the best sleep ever. And, you know, she lives in Houston now. And we do not get to see each other as often as I would like. I know as she would like. But we know that there's a season coming where we will be able to change those things. And she is a mommy. And, oh, my God, y'all. Oh, y'all, Lindsay is the most beautiful little girl. I don't even know where to begin. She is just so adorable. But my friend Lacey, my sister Lacey, has always had a big heart and a heart for children, sensitivity, compassion. And I had written her name down to be here tonight before she even confirmed anything. I was like, I say, sis, I already had you on there. And so I'm gonna bring her onto the stream because I know she said that she has some personal things she was taking care of tonight. So I want to make sure to get her in and then let her go on for the night. Hey.
Hi, happy birthday.
Thank you, Lacey.
Yes, I'm just so honored to have you as a friend. And like you said, we don't talk often, but I'm honored to have you as a friend, and I'm just so happy and just so grateful that I'm able to share in all your, and that advancements that you've been having in your life. And I just know that God is going to take you so higher, more
Thank
than
you,
you can
Lacey.
ever imagine, more than you can ever think in your life.
Thank you.
So
Thank
just
you.
just
Thank
be
you.
ready. And I have so many wonderful memories of you from church, as you said. We went to church
Yeah.
together and things.
Yes.
Just so
Yes.
many wonderful memories,
Yep.
sleepovers, and she wants to say
Yep.
happy birthday too. Say happy birthday.
Hey, Lindsay. I told y'all, look at her.
So
She
hi.
is a doll.
So yeah, so just wonderful memories, and like I said, I just can't wait to see how much God elevates you.
Thank you. I receive it. I receive it. I
Yes, and
receive it.
those wonderful Sunday dinners and going to sleep afterwards, we still do that.
The best. The best.
Yes,
And
ma'am, we still do
it's
that
part of
to
my
this day.
ritual now because of that. Yes, girl.
Yes. So just want to wish you happy birthday. Let you know I love you. I'm praying for you. And hey, the sky's the limit.
Thank you so much. I love
You're
y'all too.
welcome.
And I will be in touch. I'm gonna let y'all go. And I'm sending my love to baby Lindsay.
All right, love you.
Love you too. So y'all, just so thankful. Like I said before, when I put out the information and asking, who would like to drop in and share some love, um, the response from people that had known me many years and people who had just gotten to know me and all of that really, really was very heartwarming and exciting for me. So I'm so thankful that people took time out of their schedule tonight to join and talk and everything else under the sun. Um, I want to share some more poems with you. Because I told you that's what tonight is all about. And to be honest with you guys, as long as you're in here kicking it, and if you say, girl, read more, I will read more, read more. This is all about you. I've carved out the evening for this. Set Lee 3 up with his cartoons. As you see, he comes to the window every now and again so he can do the check-in with me. Um, and so we're just here to kick it and enjoy ourselves and celebrate. And you see, I have my little headband on that says birthday queen. I just want to remind you guys, if you are interested in making any type of donation tonight or showing any type of birthday love, um, you can definitely, and yes, you guys can log in with whoever you want to log in. I have some folks saying, hey, I got to come in with the babies. Y'all know I'm not tripping off of that. You can definitely swing in with them, but I want to just make sure that that I also share with you, if you want to make a donation tonight to the fundraiser I'm running to continue to help my platform move forward. The information is in the comments, and I also have a link right there on Facebook. So I have a poem called "How I'd Like to Be Seen." You know what? I don't want to read that to y'all because I have one that I think kind of goes along with it. I have one called "He Thought I Was Playing." Because I got to talk my noise. I've been being nice all night. I hit y'all with the spiritual pieces. I did the, spiritual elevation. You know how I feel about the Lord. I love him, but I talk my trash too. Okay. I talk my thing too. So I want to make sure I get into some of those pieces as well. Because, honey, we need to get to the T to the T. I remember writing this piece called He Thought I Was Playing. I'm one of those people that has has some up and down experiences with relationships. Um, I'm the type where I haven't necessarily dated a lot because I'm very particular in my dating life, but I've had some experiences that have definitely shaken me. And a lot of times, for years, I was one of those people that actually had a really hard time even talking about relationships and love, because when I got my feelings hurt or got my heart broken, it was just really hard for me to express how devastated I felt when I had those traumatic experiences. When I wrote Pennies in My Pocket, the book, I called that the unleashing. I called that one of my freedom moments. I called that one of my periods of liberation, because I definitely felt that I had gotten to a place where I was comfortable talking about talking about relationships and love and my experience and doing so without feeling letting the hurt overpower my ability to really talk about what my experiences had been. So I have a piece called He Thought I Was Playing. And I want to share that one with you because I think that you ladies and some of you guys may like it too. Let me clear my throat, okay? Crack, crack. You are tired, played, and through. And years later, after all the drama, you thought I'd wait for you. There were so many things you didn't do right, including how you brought it home at night. Didn't think I'd go there. Well, since all I know was the truth, I won't butter it up with a lie. I told you, get on, get gone. I meant it when I said goodbye. You never thought I'd leave for real. Forever I would stay. But I had to grow up and realize that I had to leave to get my way. So now here you are again, begging to at least see, blowing up my phone for just a taste of me. Nothing about who I was is even close to the same. On the path to becoming a real woman, I learned the rules of the game. I discovered that of all you did, very little of it was right. You were so lucky to love me, but all eagles must eventually take flight. I was down there picking corn with the chickens, forgetting that I was made to fly. You did your best to hold me there. It really doesn't matter why. All that matters is that I left the coop to gain my rightful position in the sky. And that's a tribute really to my sisters because let me tell you something. Sis, you don't have to water yourself down for any man to accept you. You don't have to downplay yourself for any man to learn to love you or to respect you. Who you are and who you are called to be is exactly who you should live and emulate every single day. And I think that as women, a lot of times we find ourselves wanting relationships so badly, wanting to be loved, wanting to be valued by our men that in some cases we don't want their egos to take a blow. So we are willing to downplay ourselves in order to make them feel that they have a place with us. But the right man is going to see the value in your calling. He's going to see the value in who you are. And he's also going to understand that he doesn't need to match your calling level. He doesn't need to match what people call your hustle level. He just needs to match your morals because that's when your blessings come. We get it mixed up and thinking too often that blessings are man-made and they are not. That comes with your spiritual development and your spiritual growth. And if a man can't match your spiritual growth and your spiritual relationship, that is why he won't understand your elevation. And he also won't understand that when the two of you are together, it's not that just you are elevated, but together you are elevated by the work that you put in through your relationship. So you don't have, sis, if you made to fly, fly, the right man is going to ensure that your wings can stretch wide, that your wings are free of debris, and that your beak is shiny and gorgeous every day. And I mean that. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, as they say. Right? And this is the thing I want to say. He doesn't have to be in your show. He doesn't have to be the star of your show. But perhaps he's the behind the scene producer. You understand what I'm saying? Perhaps he's the one that's helping you make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And so we have to really understand that there is a man out there that's going to not be uncomfortable with who you are. That is in fact going to celebrate that, support that, and respect that. And you, sis, deserve that. I just want to say that. I told you all that I was going to read Might As Well. I have one called To Love Me. That's one of my favorites. I have one called Low Tolerance. That's one of my favorites. But I really want to read you all some of my new ones. And after this poem, I actually want to go ahead and bring another guest in because I don't have time to read. So I don't want to, do so much talking and I don't let my folks come in and holler at your girl like they say. So I'm looking up Might as Well right quick. And then following that, my cousin Bridget is in the building. And I'm gonna bring her on in. And then we have Jessica who has dropped on in for us. So let me see. Might as well. We got that one on deck. Let me see what we can do with that. Hey, Margot, thank you. I hope you do too. I hope all is well. All is well. So let me see. I'm reading this one because Zakia says she is tuned in. I think Zakia's in here. And she said Might as Well is her favorite. I'm about to warn you now. You know, if you're hyper spiritual, please don't come over here getting in your feelings about Might as Well because it is rough and rugged. Your girl does speak the facts. So I want you to know right now, I'm going to drop the straight raw truth, okay, about how it feels when you might as well. Spend all my days trying to keep myself nice. But when it comes down to it, a brother's got to think twice. Go with the chick that's clean and pure. Be with the chick who keeps you insecure. Be with the woman who's going to treat you right, or be with the broad that's out creeping at night. Be with the woman that makes biscuits and eggs, or commit to a tramp that's only good for some. Be with the lady who's saving it for marriage, or try to save a broad with 3 babies in a carriage. Be with the woman who stays getting paid, or be with the girl that's easy to get laid. For years, I was convinced that a good woman gets the good man, yet it seems the better you are, the more likely he is to mess up the plan. Watching the bro busted and disgusted get a decent man before me has given me a taste of my reality. While trying to save myself, cooking, cleaning, and sharing wealth, smiling through the pain, sharing my umbrella in your rain, saying these goods are only for you, there's no one else that will do. I get it. I got it. Tears in my eyes, I was begging him not to go, but bump this mess. I might as well be a. I mean, look at the records and tell me what you see. I know I'm not the one tripping. It's definitely not me. Kim K, Kendra Wilson, and Amber Rose. Now check out these chicks. They ain't famous for nothing but being. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe had plenty of fame, but her biggest achievement was making sure Kennedy. Anna Nicole quickly discovered the key. Do what you have to get that old money. Elizabeth Taylor was noted for her beauty, but her freaked out nature had men acting like groupies. Females all on TV, wives, mistresses, and the such, who are really most famous for just giving it up. A broad named Delilah even made it in the good book only because she used her goods to get Samson hooked. Karen Steffen's birth name wasn't known well until Superhead told how much, well, her jaws held. Hugh Hefner had a house full of so-called money, knowing these hoes wanted nothing but some money. Not many women are famous for being sweet. Even Jessica Simpson was more famous when she became a freak. Looking at the magazine, barely see Mandy Moore, but I bet she'd get more play if she was out there like a whore. The simple question that's caused me so much strife: why do men still believe they can turn a hoe into a housewife? They'll claim I'm hating on these top-notch chicks, but what real woman wants to be famous for? Yet, these women have taught me a lesson. Don't let love drama keep you stressing. Try to figure out, should I stay or let go? Why not do him and do me? I might as well be a. I won't fake it. It's not easy to be good. I have to keep my emotions in check even when I need the wood. Old folks say men always marry good women. Sometimes I can't tell. Seems like the better you are, the more they'll put you through hell. I used to be devastated when another one let go, but finally I realized I learned my lesson. I might as well be a. That's my first time ever doing this one via Al Gore's internet. And that's one of my favorite pieces. Miss Connie said, I think I heard this for the first time at that little spot on Washington. Yes, you did. Here. Yes. I've never done that one live. That is the where you heard that one at Washington. A lot of women love that piece. I do not perform it that often, but it's actually probably my most popular piece. So yes, you're right. You heard that one at the little spot on Washington Street. And now you know why that piece is so popular. We talk the real. And it's really just about the fact that look, good women and good men, they get frustrated too. And I remember writing that poem because that's exactly where I was. I was frustrated. I was aggravated. I'm like, what else do I need to do to prove that I'm a good woman? And at the end of the day, do good women really win? So I wrote that one a long time ago. Still love that piece. It's still one of the most popular pieces I have, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm gonna go ahead at this time and bring on my cousin Bridget. Y'all, and you have seen me and Bridget talking on one of the live interviews. My cousin is a magnificent entrepreneur. When I was a little girl, I used to think she was so amazing because she was such a great mom. She was so pretty. She was always sharp and put together. And I used to be so amazed when I would see her come to church. And as we've gotten older, our relationship has continued to grow, and she's just the best, y'all. I love her. I love her. So I specifically made sure to call her and be like, Bridge, are you gonna hop in for my virtual birthday celebration? And she was like, yeah, let me know. So I'm bringing her in now. This is my cousin Bridget to give us a holler tonight.
Happy birthday, cousin.
Hey, thank you, girl.
You're getting old like me. Look, I'm glad I was sitting backstage, baby. Look, because by the time I did get settled, I told you, I said, I'm just going to hop in. Wherever you put me, I'm going to hop in. So I looked at the schedule and it said 9:15. By this time, it was like 8 something. So I got in, I had a phone call, and we all had the same thing in mind. And this is the last shot out of the whole bottle. So that's how my Friday has been going. And I'm like, she better hurry up because I'm going to sleep in a minute. Look, my TikTok going to be over and I'm going to be asleep. But anyway, I am so proud of you, girl, and everything that you have been doing. Jamie, you are an awesome person. You're a great mother.
Thank you,
I mean, just watching you with Lee 3, I am so proud of him as well.
You.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, you're an absolute great mother. You're a great person all around. I am so proud of you and everything that you've been doing. Like I stated probably before on our interview, I leave the activism stuff to you. I have opinions. I don't voice them too much. But I'll hit your inbox with some things, and hey, here's your reading piece.
We get that talk. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Already, just the other day, remember? I was like, hey, you heard about this? You're like, what?
Yep.
So, so we have our, the things that we work on, and what I don't work on, I'll pass it on to you and vice versa. But I just want to say, I just hope that your birthday was everything that you wanted it to be.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it. I love you so much, girl.
I love you too.
Yeah, keep growing and keep growing in God.
Thank you.
And I tell people all the time, as well as you, where energy goes, energy flows.
Yep.
So anything that you want to do, you just put your mind to it and you can do it.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
You can do it.
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
Miss Bernadine, she raised a very fine young lady. And she's raising a very fine and handsome young man. So,
thank you.
But I love the poems because I mean, even though we're cousins, there's still a lot of pieces out there that I have not heard you speak or I haven't read. And I listened to Alexis. I remember her as a child when we were going to the same church, the Methodist Church. Lacey. That name sounds familiar. Is her mom Evelyn? Is that Evelyn Crawford?
Karen was her mama.
Okay.
But she used to sing. We used to all sing in the choir together.
Okay.
Starlight.
The name sounds familiar. But I tell you what, those Star Kids.
Yeah,
I would never
everybody knows Star Kids.
Actually,
generations of them.
I worked with Tracy Carhee.
Okay.
I worked with her at the Media Center. She worked with Miss Carolyn Chu. Me, we
Yeah.
all work at
Yeah.
the media center.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, I definitely remember her with the Star Kids, and I mean, she put so much time and energy into you
Yes.
guys. So much time.
Yep.
There was so much talent that we have from our little hometown, from DeRidder. But again, you're just an amazing person. Just keep excelling in what you're doing. Stay focused. um just as you've always been doing. A lot of your work, I know, comes from you, comes from your heart. It comes from your experiences, just like singers and entertainers and R&B singers or what have you, blues singers. Everything that they sing about, most of the stuff they sing about, it comes from them. It comes from experiences that they've been through. That's what makes your pieces so unique, because it comes from your experiences and things that you've been through. I'm not gonna stay too long. You already know, like I tell people, I'm just like a locomotive. It takes me a minute to get started, but when I do, you gotta stop me. But I just want to wish you a happy, happy birthday. I'm so proud of you. Please keep excelling in what you're doing. Stay focused, keep God first, and keep taking care of that little young man you got. I love you, girl.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you all. I see we still have people here. Thank you. And I text everybody that was in the waiting room and they're coming back. I am so sorry. We ran into some technical y'all, the computer just completely ran down. I mean, it just went boom, crash. Everything crashed. And the crazy part was apparently the TV went out as well. Lee 3 was watching Disney Plus, and apparently the TV went out. And y'all, my baby came running outside and he was like, Mama, is your internet out? And I was like, yeah. Y'all, I promise y'all, like he was like technical support. He started working on the computers and trying to check the internet connection on all computers. And let me see, what if we do this and what if we do that? Like you had to see it. He was scrambling. So I finally went to the office, tried to unplug everything right quick, and then hop back in here and had to reboot the system. I don't know why it went down. I'm very sorry, you guys, but thank you to everybody that stayed in here. I cut off the last part of what Bridget said. I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys got to hear what she had to say, but so thankful that my cousin could take the time to come in. She does work all day plus run her business, and she's a very busy woman. So I see, I'm not going to go into any poems right now because I see that we do have two people in the background as well. Exactly, Miss Roxanne. I do. Lee 3 came through like a little technical support. And then he told me, Mama, pay attention. If you start to see anything pop up on this screen, just call me and I'll be back out here. Y'all, he is so funny. So anyway, so before I go into any more poetry, I'm going to go ahead because I don't want to keep everybody waiting forever. I know this has been exciting. I've enjoyed talking to everybody. Jessica's been here a while. And then my cousin Fran is up next. Y'all pray for me because these two right here, they come with the story. So Jessica promised to be good tonight. So we'll see what my cousin is bringing. I'm going to bring her on Jessica. Y'all, Jessica and I met in college. And have been friends ever since. We met each other at LSU, and from there, child, we have been nothing but trouble ever since. I mean, angels. We've been nothing but angels ever since. we Jessica's the reason I ended up in Monroe. She encouraged me to come out here and work on my master's at ULM, and was like, "I'll help you find a school to work at." And she stayed true to her word. Helped me get established, helped me get acclimated with ULM, and then she left and went back to Baton Rouge. So I'm gonna bring her in, and she promised to be on her best behavior tonight. And I'm gonna let her talk. Jessica, hey girl.
Hey, girl. Hey. Listen. I'm really going to try. I'm just going to start by saying that I'm going to put forth a lot of effort to not divulge any top secrets and things that don't need to be on the internet for all to see. So let's just put spirit with me and guide my tongue.
We had some fun times.
We have had some very, very fun times.
And we even talked together.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, like, it's so much that I want to say, I want to tell you. Well, first of all, let me tell you, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You are 35. You are not 39.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary, your 10th anniversary of being in this writing publishing game, orating game.
Thank you.
I'm ready for you to get the acknowledgement and shine that you deserve, and it is coming.
Thank you.
I am pushing for it. I am sending energy for it.
Yes.
It's coming. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Because you did leave everything behind, come to a place where you didn't know anybody, and now everybody knows Jamie Mays in Monroe. This chick was even living at my auntie house, and I didn't know nothing about it. I called back from Baton Rouge, and she living with my auntie on my campus. She had just moved on in, but Jamie does that. Jamie is everywhere you go. Jamie makes family,
Oh,
whether
thank you,
it's
friend.
blood or not. Like, she's gonna find her family. And I think that's a great thing, and I think that shows who you are and how people are drawn to you and willing to support you in whatever way
Thank
they can and that you need.
you.
A lot of people don't have that, and they don't have the skills and they don't have the appreciation or gratitude for it. But you have all of those things,
Thank you, friend.
and the the sky is not even the limit. Like, you can go into the stars, girl.
Thank you.
And yes, and I just want to say how thankful I also am to have you in my life, because in these past 20 years that we have known each other, we have both gone through our share
Yes, we have.
of turbulence,
Yes, we have.
valleys and mountains, and we celebrate each other
Yeah. Love
and
you.
are each other's biggest cheerleaders
Love you.
in
Love you. Love
both
you.
spots, in the valleys and on the mountains. And that is something that you don't find.
Love you, friend.
That is a blessing, and I am
Yeah.
blessed to have you in
I'm
my
blessed to have
life,
you.
and I want to
Blessed to have
continue
you.
to have you in my life. This woman right here has sat with me when she was pregnant and I was in the hospital and couldn't walk, and she would come every day after work and sat with me, and I would rub on her stomach and talk to Lee and her fibroid.
Me, I had two babies.
Yes. And the whole time she, going through a pregnancy and everything, but she held space for me and supported me. And I recognize that. And I thank her for that. And it shows what type of woman she is, what type of Black woman she is, what type of sister she is, what type of daughter and friend and mother and partner that she is. She is dynamic, and she is
Thank you.
wonderful, and nothing but dynamic and wonderfulness is meant for her.
Thank Oh,
And that
y'all
is
gonna be
the
acting up.
and that is um the gift that God, the universe, the ancestors are giving to you, is after you have toiled so long, all of your dreams are coming. They are right there. And you just keep going, and your acknowledgments are coming. And this is nationwide, honey. This is nationwide, and I can't wait to rewatch this in a few years when you have your best selling book.
Thank you, friend.
And of course I'm gonna be like, I'm the best friend. Me. I got to claim my spot.
At the
So me and
top.
Alexis are co-best friends. I'm gonna do it like that. We can share the title.
At the time. At the
But
time.
yes, but yeah, she is my secret keeper, my foot in my ass if need be, on my back or neck, however she need to wrestle me and get me to do right.
That's so mean.
Um,
Girl, that's crazy.
that is Jamesia Sheree Mays, honey.
Baby, you
And
went straight to the birth certificate. I didn't tell
I
you.
did the government. I needed the government to hear who you are and watch our world, because her and that baby she got, Lee 3, ain't nothing like them.
Thank you, friend.
I love you.
I love you too. My baby loves his TJs too.
Tell him I'm gonna call him later on tonight.
Good night. Thank you, friend, so much. I love you, girl.
Bye.
Bye. I'm gonna go ahead and bring on my cousin. Y'all, my cousin has a little one, so I know, and she works all day, so I know that she has had a long day. I don't want to keep her on a super long time. I told y'all I can read all night, so I have time to do that. I'm not gonna tell y'all too much, other than my cousin is my ace bone, and people really have to understand this. My cousin was a grade above me, but we grew up together in the rhythm. And we have the same last name, her maid name. So, honey, when they said maids, the mazes are together. And when I got ready to go to LSU, I really didn't know anything about getting ready for college. I did not know. I was a first generation college student. My mom didn't know much. Um, and my cousin told me to call her when I was getting ready to apply for school, and she would take care of me. And you guys, every single thing I needed to have to get ready to go to LSU, if my cousin had to drop papers off, she dropped papers off. By the time I got to LSU, my cousin had my paperwork in place. And by the time I got up there, honey, she had me ready to get to class, to get started. And people don't know. I tell this story. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in, and then I'm gonna tell this story, and then I'll let her talk because my cousin will let me talk. But I tell this story. Hey, cousin.
Girl.
I'm gonna tell this story right quick, and then you look so pretty, girl. I'm gonna tell this story right quick, and then I'm gonna turn the mic over, girl. Okay?
Okay.
I'll never forget when I was at LSU, and I needed to get my wisdom teeth pulled, and now I'm about to get in my feelings. I'm trying not to cry. And my cousin was online. And I already knew that when you're online, it's certain things they gonna have in place. When you got the rules you have to follow. So everybody knew me and my cousin were tight like ice. And I was like, she's not gonna be able to come get me because I know that she has a full plate. So I could not call her. So y'all, I went to the dentist office. I had somebody drop me off at the dentist, and I had to get my wisdom teeth surgically removed. And I swear, honestly, y'all, this was not the Lord. The Lord would not do this to me. It had to be the devil. It had to be the windiest day in Louisiana's history the day I decided to walk home from the dentist after I had wisdom teeth removed. Y'all know the wind was so strong, like it was blowing my jacket and my scarf off. Like it was crazy. And my cousin knew I had to get my teeth pulled. So she called, I think you called to check on me to see how I was doing. And she could hear the wind tearing the receiver up. And she was like, "Where are you?" I was walking back to campus. She had a cow. She was like, don't you ever do something like that again. I'm on my way to get you right now. Y'all, she came to get me. I had walked probably almost 2 miles. Y'all, I was about to die. I ended up with air pockets in my mouth. My cousin had to come pick me up. I was sick as a dog. And she had a whole cow. She was like, I don't care. You always my cousin. You don't worry about stuff like that. That's mine to take care of. You call me if you need something. And my cousin has always been like that all of my life.
Oh, cousin.
And I'm not gonna start crying tonight. But I wouldn't have made it through LSU without you. And you know that. Because that was not an easy walk for me. I'm not. Go ahead, cousin.
So I had planned to say all of this wonderful stuff, and the reality of it is I just truly want to wish you a happy birthday, many more. Piggybacking what Jessica said, when you and I talked about this, I'm gonna kind of go in circles a little bit, because when I was listening to Jessica and Bridget, because I caught Bridget as well, and people talk about the good seeds that you sow. And do you remember when you were pregnant with Lee 3 and we had your baby shower, and you had a shower back home, and then you had one in Monroe. I came to Monroe for the shower, and you just kept saying, cousin, I'm getting all this stuff. And I mean, who is just so much stuff? And, I'm not going to have to buy nothing. And you just sat in the floor and you were just looking at all of it. And we were bringing it in out of the trucks, me and Frankita, bringing it in out of the back of her car, my car. And I said, cousin, it's because of all the good deeds you have sowed over the years. There's never been a time where someone needed help and you didn't help. There was never a time where someone needed something and you wasn't willing. You hear this? She want to watch Google Gaga. Can you say hello to cousin? Take that taxi out and say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey, Army.
I need you to go get your tablet because we live. Okay, we live.
Because we live.
But
watch picture.
You want to watch on the computer? Go get your tablet.
Look, I want to
Anyway,
leave her alone, cousin. Leave her alone.
But just know you are blessed because of how you bless others. And it's one of the things that I've always admired about you. And we've been in this thing for a long time, girl. I thought about the first time you ever gave me encouragement. You probably don't even remember, but it was at a SGA event. And it was my first time doing a speech. And I can't remember, I think it was like the 5-minute category or something like that. It wasn't a long speech. But I had shush it. Please. Can we be quiet for just a little while?
I want to watch Google Gaga.
Go get your tablet. Hey, how about we watch Gabby Cat on the big TV? How about Cocoa?
She's thinking about it.
Cocoa. How about some cookies? How about some M&Ms?
Oh.
Will you be quiet if I give you some M&Ms?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah.
The speech, high school. So, girl, you told me, you said, cousin, you can do this. You can do it. Breathe. Take your time. You're going to be okay. And we had our little moment, girl. You said that quick prayer, honey. And I got out there and did that speech. And we had to be probably 15 or 16 years old. And that's ultimately where it started. It became almost like a sister's keeper, know, and that transitioned into college. It transitioned into how we moved in college. People knew that if they saw me, they saw you. If they saw you, they saw me. And if we weren't together, somebody was asking where the other one was.
Where's cousin? Where's cousin?
Everybody was calling us cousin because we said cousin so much.
Yes.
And there's like key memories that I have. There's so many, but one of my favorites, and I'm going to tell it and you're going to kill me after the fact, is Big Mel Party. I should have told Big Mel. I should have told Big Mel to tune in, baby.
What?
So I'm going to tell everybody this story because this is how me and my cousin rode. Anytime I needed someone to tag along, because the rule was she and I would not go out by ourselves.
We did not go alone. Mm-hmm.
If she wanted to go somewhere, I went. If she wanted to go to the computer lab or the library late at night, I was with her. If I wanted to do the same, she was with me. Same rules apply with parties. We did not party alone. If I wanted to go out, no matter how tired she was, she'd be like, okay, cousin, come get me. And vice versa. Well, this particular night, our friend Big Mel said, I'm barbecuing.
I was so mad at you.
Why don't y'all come over for some barbecue? I said, well, how many people gonna be over there? He said, oh, not it's just small. Come get y'all a plate. So I called Jamie because it was probably about 8 o'clock at night. Jamie said, "Oh, cousin, I'm in my pajamas." I said, "Please, cousin." He said he barbecuing. We just gonna go real fast, get a plate. Please ride with me. Now, granted, keep in mind that she and I always lived very close together. When we were on campus, she was across the street. When we moved off campus, she was down the street.
Down the street,
Our apartment complexes, you could throw a rock in here.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So I drove down the street, scooped her up. She came outside. She still had on, I can't remember exactly, but it was her comfortable clothes. It was like, because she really didn't want to come, and she had told me she had been in her pajamas.
Yes.
So she had on like some little stretch pants, some flip flops,
Yes.
t-shirt, and I had thrown on a baseball cap, so I wasn't looking my best either. I had on baseball cap, t-shirt, jeans. We get there, it's about 2 or 3 people there. Now, granted, what Jamie is not telling y'all is that she has always been popular. Everybody knew who she was at LSU. Everybody.
You always say that.
The most popular of the popular, to all the athletes, to the studious folks, to Greek organizations. Everybody knew who she was. Okay. We get to this house barbecue situation. 2, 3 people there. She said, "Well, okay, cousin, this ain't so bad. We go in the kitchen, we fix us a little plate, we come and sit back down." It's about 10 minutes passed, about 10 more people showed up. She gave me a look. She didn't say nothing. 30 more minutes passed, probably about like 30 to 40 people there. She gave me a look. She ain't say nothing. I promise y'all, in about an hour and a half, it was a full-fledged house party. I'm talking football players, basketball players, everybody. And it got bad because she kept trying to slouch down because she was like, "Cousin, somebody gonna see me." And
I was looking tore up.
Is that Jamie? Jamie. She said, "Fran, I'm ready to go home."
I'm ready to go. I was looking tore up.
I said, "Oh, cousin," I said, "you don't look that bad." You said, "I look a mess." And you did not tell me that all these people was going to be here. I am ready to go. I said, "Okay, cousin, 5 more minutes." She said, "You got 5 minutes." So I'm mingling, doing my thing. Music started playing. They start bringing in drinks.
It's getting hype. It's getting hype, okay?
And when I tell y'all, when I say everybody, well, there was one football player. Love Jamie to death, okay? Jamie didn't really want to have nothing to do with him, but she never wanted to look busted around him. That was her thing. She was like, "Girl, I gotta keep it together because he just be, he be giving me that look, so I gotta keep it together." He shows up to the party.
I was
she
so
goes,
mad.
"Cousin, I'm ready to go." I said,
"Now,"
because then I knew she wasn't playing.
And that was the kicker. Like she kept saying, "We're gonna leave in a minute." And the more she said, "We're about to leave in a minute," the more people kept coming in. Like, it was crazy. And we should have known better because everybody on campus knew Big Mel. So we should have known better from the get-go.
We should have knew better.
I should have never trusted this.
She said that all the way home. I should have never trusted you when you said it was gonna be 2 or 3 people at this party. Woo, she was hot.
It was packed. It was packed, and I looked so raggedy.
We were both busted, cousin.
Cousin, you didn't even care. You were just chilling. Hey, you came to get a plate. You know how I felt. I'm like, you're not about to have me up in here looking like this.
But
you were not
tripping. Y'all, everybody was saying, "Jamie, Jamie, is that you, Jamie? Jamie was doing this, cousin."
I was so embarrassed, man. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I know you did not bring me in here like this. Cousin.
Girl, we talk about that all the time because that's one of our favorite stories to tell because it was a testament of just how we looked after each other I can remember another time. It was one of the hurricane storms. Jamie called me, the wind flapping, rain flapping. Cousin, come get me now, girl. Come get me. I said, in the middle of Katrina?
Katrina, what's going on?
Come get me now, cousin. And my dumb ass got in the car.
Baby got me doing Katrina.
Wind just my little car was blowing all over the interstate, baby. But I was getting there.
She came and got me doing Katrina. I was so scared.
It's just so much, cousin, over the years that I just truly appreciate you from everything that you do for me, everything that you do for my family. I just cannot thank you enough.
I love you, cousin.
My baby. I mean, it's just so many life moments that it's hard to single in on one, because we have been there from teenagers all the way through seeing our children born. I came to the hospital to see Lee 3 when he was born.
I was wanting to be there
baby shower. You know, and so it really has been a journey. And to see how far your career has come over the years, because we've been on that road. Also, I've been a front row viewer of your career over the years, and I've always felt like you are going to blow up. You are destined to do greater than what you're doing. You are destined to be big. You are bigger than Monroe. You are bigger than Louisiana. You are bigger than DeRidder. Every single place you've been, of course, you leave your stamp on it. But it really is something that I know I'm going to see in this lifetime. I always say, when you make it to Oprah, I just need it. I just need a shout out.
You have said that for years. You always said it.
Because we just need Oprah to get her hands on the book. That's all we need.
Just get in our hand, cousin. It's going
down. That's all. That's all we need.
Cousin,
I know what you are capable of, cousin.
Thank you.
I really, really do.
I'm glad you didn't choose the Simcoe story today. I don't believe that.
I purposely didn't choose that one because that story has several chapters to it, down to some of the most recent. And we're not gonna embarrass nobody like that on live. We live. These people didn't already seen me bribe my kid. Now she eating a Snickers and trying to walk the dog.
Oh, I love it.
It's busy over here. Don't throw that at Canyon. That's not nice.
Because if somebody said, "What color is your lipstick?"
It is Sephora. It is Sephora red. It's just 01. It's 1.
Okay, my cousin doesn't play with that makeup. Okay.
2. I don't know who asked, but let me see if I can find it to show you. Girl, I feel like a YouTuber. Let me. How do you do it? Wait a minute here. Let me see if I can show you.
Oh, cousin, you made it like
that. Look. If I wasn't holding the phone, I'd put it like the YouTubers, but it's just a little.
Oh, Lord. That girl made me cough.
Number 1. Girl, look at this child.
Oh, cousin, I'm laughing. Cousin, I'm gonna let you go. Okay, hold on.
I can't even have a serious moment. That's why my thoughts was all jumbled, cousin. Because I got one eye on her, one eye on the dog.
Oh, my God.
And that bag of Halloween candy. Get off that race car.
I just slid out.
I couldn't even enjoy a cocktail. I saw Bridget with a cocktail. You got a cocktail. I said, I can't have a cocktail.
Well, let's bet a cocktail, honey.
Baby. Girl, Rita fell asleep and she drew on my walls, cousin.
Oh, Lord.
you know what? What I did for Lee 3, it was put that big piece of paper up there, honey, and give him a little space for that paper because I did not want to have to go through that either. So,
And wasn't it you that told me it was a bad idea to give him Play-Doh?
yeah, I told you that.
I thought that was you who told me about the Play-Doh horror, because she ended up with some Play-Doh from school, girl. And then her dad bought us some more Play-Doh. Play-Doh is everywhere, honey.
Child, that Play-Doh, that slime, I don't like messing with. I'm going to tell you straight up. That Play-Doh and that slime.
She haven't had the slime yet, thank God. Girl, I got to tell you this, then I'm going to let you go. So, every hour, I'm still putting her on the potty, cousin.
Now, cousin, we live streaming now. If it's, I don't want you to tell too much unless you feel super good, but go ahead.
Listen, I don't even care who hears it.
Cousin, they laughing at you, girl. They enjoying you, cousin. Okay, go ahead.
Talking about mama, because I'm always putting her on that pot because I don't like accidents.
Right.
Mama, I said, Mom. She said, I don't have any pee-pee in my pot. I said, huh? I don't have any pee-pee in my hoo-ha. I said, okay, girl, well then get off the pot. Get off.
Cousin, stop putting on that toilet like that. Fran, how often do you put on the potty?
Every hour.
Cousin, they about to call the police on me. I'm outside. You can hear me in the front of the house.
Cousin, I love you. Girl, look, hey, don't hit the dog. That's a no-no. Come tell Cousin Jamie we love her and goodbye. Don't hit the dog. Say bye-bye, Cousin Jamie. Hey,
bye, Ari. I love you.
Say
turn
love
up
you.
on that candy, baby girl. Turn up on that.
We'll call you later, cousin.
Bye, girl. I love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. My cousin has made me laugh so hard that my chest is hurting. I'm not going to go on to another point yet. Because, you guys, I have two. Y'all used to be teenagers, but now they are grown women in the waiting room. Child, I can't even get myself together because, honey, I don't know if I'm gonna bring them on together, I guess, because I guess I might as well, child. Y'all get ready. It's about to be another roller coaster ride. My goddaughters. Now, let me share something. For those of you who know me, I've been teaching. I taught 13 years in the classroom. And one of the schools I taught at, which made, I'm going to honestly say, probably the biggest impact on me was Wasserman High School up here in Monroe. I walked into Wasserman, a 1 year, probably still underexperienced teacher. I came out an OG. They broke me in and trained me. I also came in as a stranger to the community. I left a pillar of the community and a godmother. And when I became a godmother after leaving Wasserman, my goddaughters have been here with me ever since. We have spent holidays together. We have cried together. We have laughed together. They are now becoming parents, which is freaking me out. And wives and fiancés and all kinds of stuff that I'm like, what? They are traveling to different countries and just doing so many amazing things that my heart is just overjoyed to see the honorable young women that they are. And so I'm very excited. Two of my goddaughters, there are 5 of them total for those of you who know me. They're Ja, Ramisha, Maisha, Alexis, and Tierra. And Alexis and Tierra are here tonight. And I'm very excited because Alexis is all the way in Korea. And so whenever I talked to her, she was like, oh, I'm coming. I'm jumping in. And Tierra works a second job right now. And she made sure to send me a message to let me know that she was ready for her spot for tonight. And so I'm gonna bring. I don't see T. Is T here? I think T may have. Okay, there she is. I'm gonna bring them on. I guess at the same time, and they'll both talk. Um, and we'll just go from there. I'm gonna try not to. I cuts up. I cries with them too, but I'm gonna try not to. Oh,
What the
okay.
business
Then.
is?
Oh,
We
okay.
famous. We
Okay.
made it.
I see y'all. Face be gorgeous or whatever.
Hi, gorgeous. Wow. What it is? What the business is? Happy birthday. I
Thank
love
you. Thank you.
Man,
We
baby,
made
baby.
it.
Thank you.
Look at Cruz. Hey, Cruz.
It's not Cruz's birthday.
Man.
Look,
Right.
you're not gonna talk about me later.
Baby,
T, hold
this has
Cruz up. You
been
know he wants to talk to me.
right.
He go to
Exactly.
sleep.
He playing. He ain't sleep. Say, hey, Cruz.
He was asleep. Tonight we got our loud.
I love it. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Lord, this is another one. Let me see what stories they want to tell.
Oh, Lord.
I just refreshed my glass.
Little
I,
girlfriend.
man, it's been really tonight, like seeing you getting all this love and everything. You are more than deserving of this. I'm so proud of you. I love you. You know, she my godmama, y'all, but that's my baby. She my baby. And so we're like, with that being said, like she's definitely being like my ride or die. And I love what Miss Fran said because like anytime she would anytime we wanted to do something, we could always just call each other. Well, when I lived there, we can always just call each other and just be like, all right. You know, but now she'd be like, oh, I can't stay, you know, or whatever. But we was always running down. And I remember like us always just throughout the day, doing day traveling, going to different cities, we love nature too. So just going to like hitting those back roads and just driving for hours, just talking and stuff like that. And those will always be something that I will always hold close to me. Number one, of course, just and all of the other many lessons. I'm just so proud of you. I love you so much, man. You have no idea. I'm forever grateful. I don't want to cut up and do too much.
Please do not start today. She be really coming to lay it thick, man. I'm not in the mood to be quiet.
You already know how I be. I be, talking all that spiritual stuff and junk, but I ain't gonna do it today. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna say I love you and happy birthday. I'm so proud to be. I'm so proud that you're a part of my life. I'm proud to be a part of yours. It has been an honor. And baby, I don't care about you saying my name at the open thing, baby. I just want to be in the room with you. I just want to be on FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till you hit it big. I'm so proud.
Oh, thank you.
I can't wait till even I get out so I can start being more a part of it like I used to be. And I'm just so proud of you and where you're going. You are such a light. You have always been such a light in my life, and I'm just here I go. But I just love you so much. I just love you so much, man. I can't even. I'm so nervous. I'm tingling. You give me anxiety. Like, anyways, I know, baby. I'm just ooh. And but I just I'm drinking, baby. I ain't got no more water, but I'm just. But that's how you get me though. But I just love you.
Do not even.
I just love you so much, so very much. You mean the world to me. I love you being a part of my life. I love being a part of yours, and forever grateful for you and everything you've ever done for me. Always
love you, definitely.
Look, there she go.
Exactly. Let she go. Look, here come the other one. What superstar?
Right.
I mean,
like it's my turn.
Right. Is she going to sleep?
Yeah, done.
Have the floor, Miss Ma'am. Do your thing.
Although I was the last goddaughter to be mentioned, I was the first.
Oh my God.
And as I've been listening to what everyone's been saying, I've just been like, dang, like I got so much to say, but I'm like, I know what I'm gonna say.
So is it time to say it? Like, did I introduce myself correctly? Did I do all that right? Okay,
Miss
so
Superstar, you always let them know that you should have been number one. So that
yeah, okay. So yeah, one time I was on the phone with Miss Mays. Now she probably don't remember this because it was a while back, maybe like 8 years ago. This just tells how long we've been knowing each other. But I was whining per usual about like not being not having certain finances and not having certain people in my life and not having certain plugs and connections. And she like cut me off immediately and was like, you know, you got the best connect in the world. And I'm like, I know you talking about God. But it's like things like that, you know, that she's always reminding us, like, you know, whose we are and who we belong to. So even in our weakest moments, like, she's always the one to be like, look, God got you. He done told me, I done prayed about it, you know, you good. And like even through our ups and our downs, like I know I can always be like, let me call me my because she gonna get me right. Cause she the first
Right,
thing she gonna say
always.
is, you want me to tell you what you want to hear or the truth? I'm like,
Right,
look, go
hands
tell me
down.
both. Look, go tell me both. Like even, you know, if I don't want to hear, like I'm still gonna take heed to what she says. And like ever since like day one, when I was like, you know, let's go find a church. You know, miss bothering her in her classroom from me not being able to play soccer in high school, having to go to tutor. You know, but like it all made a difference. So like it built character, and I want to like really thank you for like helping me become the woman that I am today. Like you're a really important person in my life, in my son's life. You know, so
I
we
thought
love
Elise
you.
was gonna make me cry. Do not do this, see?
But for real
That's
though,
true.
for real, like
I
I
love
go
That's
on
you.
and
true.
on, like
I love you.
you
That's
know,
so true.
I have to
And
tell
even
you.
though, and even though you might ask whether or not we want to hear the truth or not, you still tell us the truth. Like,
right,
it's like you ask us that, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't.
It
exactly.
doesn't even matter.
And I
Look,
love that about you, though. I think that's the reason why I lean on you so much is because your honest and raw truth has always been unbiased. It has always been something that just really, and not only that, but it always has been out of love. You know what I mean? Um, you always just shoot straight from the hip and like told us what it was and not sugarcoat nothing. And I appreciate that. You know, especially coming from we I don't know. I mean, we met real, but we haven't met the real, like real. You know what I mean? And I
right,
like so that's appreciated more than you would ever know for sure.
yeah, like
Now
you,
we could tell the stories what we didn't got what we didn't got from kicking out of your class to getting on your nerves, making your pressure go up. I mean, I don't know which what you want to hear.
look from getting off the phone and be like, get your guy on.
Right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can tell you when.
Look,
So
get your guy on.
right. So
But
this
no,
one
for
Thank
real,
time
God,
like
boy.
it was New Year's Eve, right? And we all went to church the next following day. I think New Year's probably fell on a Saturday this year. And me and Sierra was hungover in church, y'all.
hey,
When I tell
hey,
you, I'm so sorry, but when I tell you she was upset, she was red. You know how dark and chocolate she is, right? She was red and pink as ever. Like it was so. She
we
could
didn't even go
not
eat after
hide.
church.
No, she was so mad because we
He
could.
never forgets
That's
that
so
part. We didn't even go
true.
eat that day.
And she just took us home. She just took us home. It was so crazy. It
He
was the
never
worst.
forgets that part. She like, we did not even go eat that day.
You know she'll miss out on the meal, baby.
I'm like, dang.
Look,
Good thing Daddy cooked some red beans.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna say that that's been one of the most wonderful parts. When I came up here to Monroe, I really came without family, and so that was, regardless of what people say, it was like a whole different experience because I didn't have really too many friends here at that time. I came with Jessica, and then I had her aunt Esther and the people down in Winsboro. But you guys definitely gave me a sense of like having family, and so I always say how much I appreciate your families for just it was literally like I came up and was like, hey, I'm Miss Mays and your daughters want to go to church with me. And they were like, okay, we're so glad to meet you. Cool beans. And I always appreciate that, but I appreciate you all for giving me a sense of purpose here outside of my classroom. Um, for being my goddaughters. Um,
Oh me.
and just for making me proud. And understand that my prayer for you has always been sincere, just to really want y'all to have opportunities and to return. My hope was to return to somebody the same thing that was given to me, and you all gave me the chance to have a relationship that was meaningful, and to hopefully share with you some things that will help you in life. And y'all know how much I love y'all. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I will literally do everything for you. And I know
I
that,
love you too.
especially right
Okay.
now, things have changed as I am, busier, and have had to deal with my health over the past couple of years. I haven't been able to be as what I've been in the past, but I appreciate how my goddaughters have really stepped up for y'all to take care of me and look out for me and check on me, because there is a part of the journey that people don't necessarily know about, that you guys have had to see, that is not um my usual display of being the strong woman and shake back and do this and do that. um and I love y'all so much for that, like really seeing y'all as women, and y'all having kids and going to school and having careers. Every time I see y'all doing those kind of things, like I've always told you, I don't care what you do, I just want to see y'all be able to create the lifestyles you deserve and be the women that you desire to be, and be happy and fulfilled. And I hope that I have been a part of helping you to understand that, and how much I love
Absolutely.
y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know that I will cut up behind y'all. Y'all already know.
And on us, honey. And on us. And on us. And
I will
and I
cut
love
up
that.
behind the goddaughters.
Do I need to come up
And
there? No, I'm gonna let you know.
right. You know
I'm gonna
you
let you
know I
know.
will. You know I will. You know I will, don't you?
Let me
That's
know
what
when
you
you're
say.
ready.
Right.
I know you be like, I was talking today to
Right.
one of my coworkers. I was like, well, my guy mama said when they go here, because she used to work Saturday.
Well, I swear. I swear, man.
It is nothing
What?
but a thing. Like, I don't
Nothing
care
at
how far,
all.
like how busy I'm be. If you call and you say I need you, oh, we can drop everything today. And I want you to know that no matter where, I pray that God is taking me to a position that is much higher, so that I can continue to emulate whatever it is that this world needs me to be. But I want y'all to know that no
Right.
matter how far God blesses me to go, if you pick up that phone and call, I'm coming to cut up.
Thank
We know. Look,
And
we
you know
know.
what's crazy? And you know what's crazy? You say all of that, but trust me, we already know that, and like we know. I think that's the reason why we might be like doing all the and all this stuff. But we know for a fact, at the end of the day, you are who you say you are. Not only by just saying that, but by showing that. And you, as a matter of fact, you don't even have to say nothing, or it's just you stepping into the room and how you feel at the room. Like we already know that, and that's the reason why we always, at the end of the day, we always got your back. We always is there for you. And you talk about health and all this stuff like that, but you have not skipped a beat, my girl. Like you have still showed up in any way, shape, or form that you possibly can. So don't do you like that now. You know what I'm saying? But at the end
Not
of the
down
day,
bad, huh?
right, you ain't out here like that now. But like
Like you was limping at the baby shower, but
I still came in.
you still there. You
I
still
might have hit that lip, but I still came
right,
in.
look, you still was about to set it off on the mantle just so.
right, baby.
I might not have been
Oh
able to
my
move that table,
god.
but I surely gave directions. So you
Right,
know.
exactly. But they
Yeah.
felt what you said. They felt what you said. They felt it. That's it. Wow.
I'm
But
laughing.
I can't really, how I get this with my best friend. We supposed to be on two. Anyways, I know, I'm gonna speak, I guess, I don't know. I love you. We
I
love
love
you.
y'all. Love y'all
We
too.
love you,
We
Miss
love
Paris.
celebrating you.
Love
I wish
y'all.
there was so much more that can be done for you because you are everything. You are
Appreciate you
everything.
listening
Thank
to me.
you for all of the lessons you taught us.
I
Thank you
love
for
y'all.
always giving unconditional love, always being and supporting us. and everything. I pray that I could just give you just an ounce of everything you given to me in return. I love you so much. I love Lee 3 too. I know everybody been shouting out Lee 3, but it's my brother.
Hey,
He
So
hasn't
I
come
love
back
him.
to the window yet, so
hey,
he
bestie.
he has done a great job of like chilling tonight, so I could do this, and I'm gonna not for him to come out and tell everybody good night in a little while. So he's being like my little assistant. Like I be getting
Boy.
I get emotional, man, because my baby is like so like a big kid. Sometimes I'm just like, I thought I had a baby, but he's like a little big kid.
Definitely one definitely one of those prayers that's been answered again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
definitely, definitely,
so,
definitely.
oh.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm gonna get two
Love
more points
you.
in. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night and a good
Look at
weekend.
her,
And
Nikki.
of course, I'll be calling.
Let We love you. I love you.
I love you
Have a
too.
great
We
I
love
love
you,
night.
you. I love you,
friends.
And
Alexis.
you
I
look
love.
good too, girl. I love your shirt you got on.
Thank you, girl. I was feeling my dresses got
I
pockets.
was right. I was looking for a little hair thing to like be festive and happy birthday and stuff. But I'm
But
so
we're
I
gonna
know I
do
look like this, but I'm drinking a daiquiri, so I'm turning up.
a.
hey,
So you
and the
came with the
bed.
beverage.
Oh yeah,
Excellent,
both of
excellent. Everybody came with the bevs.
right.
I'll talk to y'all later. I love you.
We love you too,
Love
my
you.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
I want to thank everybody for showing such love tonight. I guess I'm gonna give y'all just two more pieces. It's been an awesome night. It is now 10:30, and you all have been rocking with sis like throughout the night, and I appreciate it. I want to remind you to please hit that share button, and if you're interested in donating, what I shared about my story is that for those of you who have known me along the way, I've basically always funded everything about my career on my own. My book projects, my shows, the resources I need to build my branding, my website, even building Elite Three's platform. I've always funded everything on my own. Being in the situation I am now where I'm not in the classroom anymore does change things. And we are making some significant progress, but of course that progress is dependent upon having support to move things forward. So I did start a fundraiser. You guys may have heard I was blessed to receive a grant last month. That grant was a tremendous help to me, especially during a time where I am still working to recover my health. That is a story I have not been able to tell the full experience about. But for those of you who don't know, I was assaulted by a student 2 years ago. Shortly thereafter, a large door fell on me and caused some significant injuries to me. So when you hear me talk about having to still face health challenges, I have been fighting about that situation for a long time. And I have been taken through the ringer. This has definitely been a difficult roller coaster. God has been good to me because even in this difficult experience, He has taken care of me. But I think the one thing that frustrates me, especially as I listen to people complain about the shortage of teachers, is when teachers are put in the craziest predicaments. And as a teacher that was injured and hurt and has been sick and is literally fighting in order to just have what I need to go into recovery, it frustrates me to hear people complain about there being a teacher shortage, but not advocate for teachers to be treated fairly and equally. So for those of you who are wondering how you can continue to support the work that I love doing so much, I have started a fundraiser on Facebook, and I'm asking you guys just out the kindness of your hearts, if you can only donate $5, that's the same as donating 100 or 1,000. I appreciate you, just to continue to help me push the work forward and continue to work on building a strong career going forward. I have two pieces I want to share, and I'm going to talk about those pieces, and then I'll close out the night. I wrote a piece not too long ago called "Yes, Black Does Crack," and I wrote that piece because I was thinking about how the journey, and I think this applies to Black men as well, but definitely when we talk about Black women, the misconception we have that Black women are just this pillar of strength and we don't succumb to our problems, and we don't need people to support us, and we are just these work machines, right, that don't need support. And I hear people brag and brag and brag on the phrase black don't crack, black don't crack, black don't crack. And I was thinking to myself just a few weeks ago,
It sounds cute in theory to brag on the fact that black does crack. And maybe from a beauty standpoint, we can say it's not true because I've been very thankful to hear people brag that I do not look 39 at all. But I said in other ways, black, in fact, does crack. And I think that phrase adds to the superhero complex. And it's part of the reason that black women are often not viewed from a humanistic perspective, that black women are not often given the support and encouragement that we need, and not giving a resting place to help us cope with the trauma that we deal with constantly. And I wrote a piece that is actually very short, and it's called Yes, Black Does Crack. Yes, black does crack. When dropped too much or shaken too hard, it can shatter into 1,000 pieces. And gluing it together doesn't make the cracks disappear. Putting a picture frame in the place where it used to be doesn't erase the memories. Sweeping the pieces from the floor doesn't tune out the echoes of the crash and shatter when it fell. Still, we pretend like maybe it was never there, like the cracks aren't visible if you look at it differently. Like there is peculiarity in the screams of the porcelain as it hits the floor, like black won't crack when it can't take it anymore. And I think that we have to, even in our language, get away from the mindset that black itself doesn't crack, because we are human. We have troubles, we have battles, we have struggles just like the next person does. And we should be acknowledged for the challenges that we go through, and we should be conscious of the fact that black women in particular do crack, and that there are times when we need support or someone to help put us back together. And I kind of want to do two pieces, okay? I wanted to do a love poem tonight. And a love poem is not something I often talk about, but it's definitely something I write about more often these days. I shared earlier how I think that it took a long time for me to get comfortable talking about my heartaches and pains and the difficult moments I've been through. But I think it was even more of a challenge for me to talk about the exploration of love, and understanding what it's like to be cared for by a man. I was in my 30s when I finally met a man who showed me what it's like whenever a man actually does love you, how that man is going to treat you, how he's going to care for you, and what love embodies, relentlessness. In the good times and bad times, that man is there for you. And even if things in your situation are imperfect, your love is perfected, right? And I remember that I had written this poem years ago that was all about understanding what it is like whenever a man truly loves you, and finding that experience finally, knowing what it's like to actually be in love and to have a man love me wholeheartedly. Entering into a tough moment in my life, and honestly having fear initially that will this man leave me like I've been left before? When this man hurt me like I've been hurt before, and being in a situation where for the first time in my difficult moment, I actually had a companion that said, I'm here in this thing with you and you don't have to be worried about it. And not only did he say that, he lived up to that. And so I think that I also want to share hope for women who have been through hardships, difficult relationship experiences. You've had your heart broken. You don't know whether or not you will love again. That there is a companion out there who wants to love you exactly the way you deserve to be loved. There is a man out there who sees the beauty in you. I remember by the time I had a son, I certainly thought that according to what society standards were, oh my gosh, this means that I now come with, something extra to me that men may not be interested in. They may not want a woman who has a child, and actually meeting a man who wasn't phased at all. who actually saw me as a more honorable son woman because he felt like I was such a great mother. And so I want you to know that regardless of what disappointments you've experienced, nothing, I hear this talk that comes from the great Kevin Samuels about what a high value woman is and a high value man. The truth is that nobody can put a value on you except for you. There is no individual out there that can put a value on you except for you. That's it. There's not an individual that can tell you what a quote unquote high value person looks like. The value is all about self love. And a person who sees the goodness in you will value you, because guess what? Unfortunately, when it comes to relationship experiences, we don't have any control over what another person decides to do or how things go. We only have control over how we cope with those changes that hit us. So I want to share with you a poem that I wrote when I realized what it was like to be loved. And it's called The Fitting. Confidence is a color that has never looked good on me. It seems that insecurity fit me like a perfectly tailored dress. Its pale colors and scraggly edges fit me so peasantly. Peasantly. For a potato sack dress was befitting for one who could not fully see the value of herself. Until one day a king arrived who told me I'd been dressing myself inappropriately. Insecurity was too small for me. Lack of complete self love was a look that washed me out. He said, fine linen should drape my shoulders. The jewels of loyalty should adorn my neck. The ring of realness should grace my finger. And the crown of respect should be upon my head. He arrived with the perfect pieces to fit me, suggesting that the potato sack was not fit to hold such a jewel, that a trimming of a loose waistline and cuffing of the hem was the perfect to stick the finest material and fit me just right. Patiently, he sits in the corner in awe of his queen, waiting for her perfect fitting to be complete, to adorn her with the crown he holds for her. And oh, so amazed am I at how well he fits me. I hope that you guys find as much beauty and love in that piece as I did. I thought about the aspect of royalty, right? And we talk about kings and queens finding each other. And sometimes, look, women, I will be the first to admit, sometimes you don't see just how royal you are until you have that person that just kind of supports you and gives you the space to breathe and focus and concentrate. It's not even always about them saying something in particular, but you being allowed to be in a space where you can lay down your burden and lay down the heavy load that you carry and really just take care of yourself. Think of yourself, consider yourself, and love yourself, and see yourself in a different lens. And we all deserve to be loved that way and to be crowned with the beauty of love. I'm going to close out tonight with a poem I wrote not too long ago called I Smell White Privilege. I've written a lot of pieces in my new collection that have been very interesting, but I wrote one called I Smell White Privilege. And I love the poem I Smell White Privilege because to me, it is a reminder that, we have so much that we need to work on and continue to work on throughout history and culture as we talk about racial issues. Right now, we're in a very turbulent place in society. And we are really dealing with so many of the issues that we continue to face in terms of making sure that we have equality for our people. It was just last week that we saw the American Medical Association admit that they played a significant role in the biased behaviors towards Black people, deliberately manipulated data and statistics to increase misperceptions about Black folks and help to develop laws and support laws in place that were meant for bias. Yet all we got was a public apology. And I don't care what anybody says. I think that that is one of the many contributions of white privilege, that you can simply just say, I'm sorry, and keep moving as if that apology is good enough whenever as a society, there's so much damage that has been done by these attitudes and beliefs. So I want to read to you a poem called I Smell White Privilege. And I believe that that poem will play a significant part in us being able to um, move forward um, in living in our truth. I smell white privilege. And it doesn't smell like the pancakes Big Mama used to fry in bacon grease from that big can in the back of the stove. I smell white privilege. And it doesn't smell like salve my mama used to slather on my chest before wrapping me in that cotton blanket because I went outside in the night air after I took a bath. I smell white privilege. And it doesn't smell like azalea trees, blooming pink flowers commingling with pollen, tickling my nose, waking my allergies, but tucking just right behind my ear. It doesn't smell like echinacea tea with honey or feel like warmth sliding down my throat after running in from school on an icy January cold evening. White privilege smells like skin roasting and peeling back the ankles that connect to the legs that crawl up a torso connected to the neck that hangs from an oak tree whose limbs sag naturally from the weight of too many pulls on it. It smells like pus, yellow and rancid, linking from the back of too many granddaddies who picked too little, woke too late, or couldn't take it no more. White privilege smells like gunpowder, ricocheting from the back of another face down body because he had Skittles, because she was aggressive, because it looked like a gun, because they were black. It smells like ink signing to the contract of a black woman hired to do twice the work for half the money with a higher degree. I smell white privilege, and it smells like death. Seeing it on the news, hearing about it on the phone, reading about it on the internet, watching the numbers ticking and still thinking you are invisible. It won't affect you. And others' lives don't matter, but I thought all lives are supposed to matter. I smell white privilege. And it seems as if it's in the air, coming out of my system. Some say it's systemic. At the job before I apply, in the room before I walk in the court before I go to trial. So it smells like old ass book pages with fairy tale fiction stories they call American history intertwined into public education, teaching a Negro to remain docile. I smell white privilege. And it smells like wet dog mess I went through when a white teacher said she didn't know what she didn't like about me. She just didn't like me. And I knew it was because, and I knew what it was because I could see it in her eyes. I was too black, looking too black, smelling too black, acting too black, being too black, like black pride and black girl magic, like natural hair and bantu knots, like pure cocoa butter and shea butter, like spaghetti and fried chicken, like Frankie Beverly and Mays, like red Kool-Aid and 4 cups of sugar, like HBCUs and a BSU at a PWI, like Erica Badu and India Ari, like black pride ain't allowed in the room with white privilege. Ain't no commingling. Ain't no understanding. Ain't no new fragrance or no watering it down. I smell white privilege. And it's choking the life out of me, trying to force me out of the room, hoping a strong gust of it takes me out. America says it wants to clear the atmosphere, air privilege out, bring in a fresh breeze. But how will America get rid of the smell when they are the ones who created the odor? I smell white privilege. I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight and celebrating my 39th birthday. You have made tonight absolutely spectacular. I thank you guys for your support, your kind words, your encouragement. I thank you for being absolutely amazing. My prayer is that I will continue to make you all proud as I work very hard to move forward.
Oh, Miss Blunt, I'm drinking Sutter Home Sweet Red Wine. For those of you who asked, and I thank you all for being so awesome and for always supporting me and for believing in me. I thank you for all my friends and family who dropped in tonight to share love and positivity. I pray that you guys have a fantastic weekend and a great week moving forward. Have a good night and God bless you.